Pakistan's Foreign Office has firmly declared that the country operates under a responsible nuclear command structure, emphasizing that its nuclear arsenal remains under full civilian control. This statement counters Indian criticism, positioning Pakistan as a restrained and disciplined nuclear state committed to stability in South Asia. India and Nigeria are ramping up defense cooperation through joint counterterrorism training, maritime security initiatives, hydrography support, and research and development. Officials from both countries are exploring deeper military and defense industry collaboration to enhance strategic ties. Moody's has raised Pakistan's sovereign credit rating to CAA1 from CAA2 and assigned a stable outlook. The upgrade reflects Pakistan's improving external financial position and progress under the IMF's Extended Fund Facility. It signals growing investor confidence in the country's economic recovery. The U.S. State Department has confirmed that President Trump offered to mediate the India-Pakistan conflict, a gesture aligned with his broader approach to resolving global generational disputes. The confirmation adds weight to previous reports of U.S. diplomatic engagement in the region.
You're watching Pakistangeo Defence Updates. Get your trusted updates, not hype. Subscribe now.
On the eve of its 78th Independence Day, Pakistan announced the formation of a new Army Rocket Force Command, a dedicated missile branch reflecting a strategic shift toward strengthening conventional deterrence. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif unveiled the force in a high-profile ceremony in Islamabad, signaling urgency in bolstering deterrent readiness following recent conflict with India, and underscoring Pakistan's focus on decisive, technology-driven military posture. Belarus and Pakistan are exploring closer defense cooperation, marking renewed military diplomacy between Minsk and Islamabad. Officials from Belarus's defense ministry confirmed current discussions and highlighted potential for joint training, technology transfer, and enhanced strategic ties, signaling a budding security partnership gaining momentum. Ahead of Independence Day, the Indian Army deployed a three-tiered robotic counter-infiltration grid along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. The system integrates smart fencing, surveillance drones, robotic mules, thermal imaging, minefield markers, and armored patrols, exemplifying a high-tech defense layer to combat infiltration in increasingly contested border terrain. Following a diplomatic win in Washington, Pakistan intends to formally approach the UN Security Council to designate the Balochistan Liberation Army, BLA, and its armed wing, the Majid Brigade, as terrorist organizations. The move underscores Islamabad's push for international recognition of the threat posed by these groups, aiming to enhance global counterterrorism support. The U.S. State Department reaffirmed its balanced diplomatic ties with both India and Pakistan, maintaining that relationships with both nations remain strong despite ongoing regional tensions. U.S. officials reiterated their commitment amid reports of escalatory rhetoric, emphasizing Washington's continued role in managing regional stability. Sudan's civil war, a conflict underway since 2023, has become a global humanitarian flashpoint. Coverage by The Guardian Weekly highlights the April attack on the Zamzam refugee camp, which may have killed over 1,500 civilians in 72 hours, illustrating the brutal, underreported nature of the crisis. The conflict continues to trigger mass displacement and reshape regional geopolitics. Iran has indicated it is open to direct nuclear negotiations with the U.S., provided that talks occur under fair conditions. Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Garibabadi emphasized that discussions must respect Iran's rights under the Non-Proliferation Treaty, establish trust, and guarantee no military coercion, signaling a potential thaw in nuclear diplomacy. The deaths of 6 journalists, including Al Jazeera correspondent Anas al-Sharif in an Israeli airstrike near Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza, has sparked global outrage. From the UN and EU to press freedom groups like the Committee to Protect Journalists and Amnesty International, leaders across the world have condemned the strike as a gross violation of international law. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called for a swift, impartial investigation, while the EU demanded evidence and accountability. In cities from Dublin to London and Manila, journalists and activists held vigil to demand protection for media workers and justice for those killed. On Pakistan's 79th Independence Day, the Pakistani embassy in Paris held a solemn flag-hoisting ceremony attended by diplomats, community members, and friends of Pakistan. Chargé d'Affaires Abrar H. Hashmi led the ceremony, honoring the nation's history and recent resilience in light of the Marka-e-Haq victory narrative. In messages read at the event, President Zardari and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif highlighted national unity, diplomatic success, and security achievements. The ceremony reflected Pakistan's message of harmony, diplomatic strength, and continued commitment to peace and sovereignty on a global stage.
So what do you think? Drop your reply to today's question